So the Connect group is something that's very special. We've identified that so many of the boys, maybe there is a lack of a mentorship. We try to create a space where we've got people that have a living relationship with the Lord, spending some time with them on a weekly basis. So it forms part of their curriculum here at the school. So the camp was really amazing. I think life is so fast-paced, especially for the boys. It was basically a 3-day event where the boys can connect with God, connect with each other, and just really start to hear what He has for them in store. Because the Lord is really working, and we are just, I think we're just excited to be a part of what He's doing at the school.
One of the highlights for me of the camp was when we had the activities. It was very fun. We had the praise sessions and the messages that went out. Just loved that.
The biggest highlight was actually being there, being able to spend time with all my brothers, my friends, and being able to know God better.
Being in a team, seeing how people, their strong points and their weaknesses, and how we work together.
Being able to connect with people that are older than you, being able to talk with the rest of the people that you don't know, and getting to know God.
Learning more about God and getting more wisdom than I have now.
Most of our school's children give their heart to God, man, because some of the young people are afraid to give their heart to God, man, because of peer pressure.
Being there is a highlight for me. Learning more about God was wonderful. I loved everything there. And the sports, everything, the challenges, and how we connect with the teachers and the councils there.
For me, I was very excited to just connect with the guys in my group a little bit better. The camp was a really cool space to facilitate that, and had some really good conversations, and a lot of the guys responded to altar calls, and since then we've had really good conversations, and the dynamic in my Connect group has just really transformed. So really grateful for the camp.
I had the great privilege of sharing with the boys from Calling Academy. I just had a sense of a burden for a fatherless generation, to speak into this thing of God being a perfect father and what that means for His children. Speaking to a room of teenagers, always hard to ascertain exactly what the response is like, but I know for a fact that at least one of the boys had a genuine conversion moment and put his faith in Jesus.
What I learned about God is that we are all loved.
I learned that He's always there for you, that you can always trust Him in difficult times or even the best times.
God is a loving Father. He cares for all of us, and He doesn't want any of us to perish.
I didn't actually know why God loved us, you see. Throughout the camp, I learned that the only way to know you're God's child is only by accepting Jesus. And
when you pray, you connect with God. And then when He talks to you, you just feel that He's with you, He's next to you, and He loves you. And the love and the connection is wonderful.
My relationship with God was good, but then it kind of slipped. But then I think after the camp, I started praying a bit more and strengthening my relationship with God.
Before the camp, I would feel very down and tired a lot. And after the camp, I just felt more relieved reading my Bible a lot.
I felt more lightened up, feel like I'm enjoying at school much better.
The way I looked at life was different. And then the camp helped me realize to open my eyes and see what I have and be grateful for what I have.
When I was there, I felt like a presence that's nice and wonderful. I can feel that God was with me at that time. And then when I led myself to God, it was magnificent. Now, at this time, I love Him so much.
It was such a privilege to be part of this youth camp, to see how a bunch of teens just worshiping God. The worship was on fire. Seeing all those guys just letting go.
Before the camp started, we put an emphasis on praying for soft hearts and good fertile ground for the seed to fall on. And He kept on doing that by giving us a camp with boys with such soft hearts and such eagerness to see what God has in store for them.
There was a part in the camp where we had to do these challenges, and I asked them, do you know what the one thing is that the Bible allows us, or even actually commands us to be competitive in? Outdo one another in showing honor. We have to now honor each other and honor our opponents. And it was just so cool for me to see how they took ownership of that idea.
Many of the boys would often ask, how can we escape God's wrath by still doing what our flesh wants to do? After the final session, where many of the boys gave their hearts to the Lord, it was beautiful to see how those questions changed, and the boys genuinely wanted to know, how can we truly follow God and serve Him in an honorable way?
The one boy opened up to me about his experiences at home and how he sees God and how he wants to know God more. I just encouraged him and I told him I'm going to pray for him. And you can really see how God touched their hearts. I think God really worked a lot there.
I will recommend it to other people because, I mean, knowing God is the best thing that you can ever do.
I would definitely recommend it because I had lots of experiences. I felt things, I had emotions.
You form bonds and you strengthen your bond with God firstly, and then the bonds you form after that with your friends and the people around you is going to help you in the future.
God did many great things there. Seeing young boys longing to know more about Christ. You could see they really have that longing. They want to know more, but they just need the right people to help them.
You're really starting to build a bond with those boys that are responding. So many of them are going through so many difficult things in their lives, but yet you can also see that the Lord is good and He's got a plan for them. To speak life into that plan, I think that that is something that happened at the camp.
It was such a beautiful thing to see how different churches came together. I just want to thank you for all your prayers that went into it, all your contributions.
It was such a great privilege for me to come and serve in that way, and I'm really entrusting that the seeds of the gospel will bear fruit in their future.
Oh yes, I will go. I don't care how much you have to pay, I will just go there. I love the camp. It's best. It's the best.